Niggas don't stand a chance without being in the Lord's hands. Life full of lessons, look like I learned them all. Life full of blessings, but the crackers got it all. How long until they fall? How long until you call on the Lord with a sword? I'm just fighting with the few against many. Working for the Lord, I just hope I get a penny. Know the devil sent you, just look at who against you. And when the Lord with you, who can be against you? Know that I ain't Christian, just look at who I'm dissing. I'ma need for you to listen, know it's all for you to listen when it's part of your tradition. And your mama in the room, bumping music full of Christian and your daddy not around. Cause your mama's superstitious, I know she's super wicked. Plus she's smoking like the kitchen and it's all because of Nixon. Praying to the Lord like, please can you fix it? Childhood missing, cousin in the kitchen, flour on the plate. Thinking to myself, why is flour on the plate? Next thing I know, that flour turned to gay. I was only 8, I was only 8. There was nothing I could say, but daddy, can you stay? Cause here it ain't safe. Look at all these black eyes, looking like a G5 of me. I'm looking like I came out of free scope of me. I'm looking like I came out of free scope of me. It's nothing left to do but to do what they do. I wanna sell crack just to be like you. Serving to the fiends on the new avenue. Put it in the pot, motherfucker, let it stew. Look at me now, I done turned into you. Following the way, but I knew it wasn't cool. Should've did more than the average nigga do. I am not the same, but I was raised like you. Mama on crack, yeah, my daddy was too. Look at what the government did to you. That's why I don't vote. They put us on dope. Now I'm in the street, I was selling fake dope. Christian church too, they just selling fake hope. Just remember this, what you reap is what you sow.
Man, hold up. Rewind this. Rewind it all the way back. Ah, oh, Lord Christ.
Niggas don't stand a chance without being in the Lord's hands. Life full of lessons, look like I learned them all. Life full of blessings, but the crackers got it all. How long until they fall? How long until you call on the Lord with a sword? I'm just fighting with the few against many. Working for the Lord, I just hope I get a penny. Know the devil sent you, just look at who against you. And when the Lord with you, who can be against you? Know that I ain't Christian, just look at who I'm dissing. I'ma need for you to listen, know it's all for you to listen when it's part of your tradition. And your mama in the room, bumping music full of Christian and your daddy not around. Cause your mama's superstitious, I know she's super wicked. Plus she's smoking like the kitchen and it's all because of Nixon. Praying to the Lord like, please can you fix it? Childhood missing, cousin in the kitchen, flour on the plate. Thinking to myself, why is flour on the plate? Next thing I know, that flour turned to gay. I was only 8, I was only 8. There was nothing I could say, but daddy, can you stay? Cause here it ain't safe. Look at all these black eyes, looking like a G5 of me. I'm looking like I came out of free scope of me. I'm looking like I came out of free scope of me. It's nothing left to do but to do what they do. I wanna sell crack just to be like you. Serving to the fiends on the new avenue. Put it in the pot, motherfucker, let it stew. Look at me now, I done turned into you. Following the way, but I knew it wasn't cool. Shoulda did more than the average nigga do. I am not the same, but I was raised like you. Mama on crack, yeah, my daddy was too. Look at what the government did to you.
One more time. I don't think they hear my other one. Hold up. Hey, Salon, y'all been stuck.
Salon, y'all been short, but that.
I don't think they hear my nigga, man. And them tables turn.
Niggas don't stand a chance without being in the Lord's hands. Life full of lessons, look like I learned them all. Life full of blessings, but the crackers got it all. How long until they fall? How long until you call on the Lord with a sword? I'm just fighting with the few against many. Working for the Lord, I just hope I get a penny. Know the devil sent you, just look at who against you. And when the Lord with you, who can be against you? Know that I ain't Christian, just look at who I'm dissing. I'ma need for you to listen, know it's all for you to listen when it's part of your tradition and your mama in the room. Bumping music full of Christian and your daddy not around, cause your mama's superstitious. I know she's super wicked, plus she's smoking like the kitchen, and it's all because of Nixon. Praying to the Lord like, please can you fix it? Childhood miss it, cousin in the kitchen, flour on the plate. Thinking to myself, why is flour on the plate? Next thing I know, that flour turned to gay. I was only 8, I was only 8. There was nothing I could say, but daddy, can you stay? Cause here it ain't safe. Look at all these black eyes, looking like a G5 of me. I'm looking like I came out of free scope of me. I'm looking like I came out of free scope of me. It's nothing left to do but to do what they do. I wanna sell crack just to be like you. Serving to the fiends on the new avenue. Put it in the pot, motherfucker, let it stew. Look at me now, I done turned into you. Following the way, but I knew it wasn't cool. Should've did more than the average nigga do. I am not the same, but I was raised like you. Mama on crack, yeah, my daddy was too. Look at what the government did to you. That's why I don't vote. They put us on dope. Now I'm in the street, I was selling fake dope. Christian church too, they just selling fake hope. Just remember this, what you reap is what you sow.
You know what I'm saying? Shalaki, I had to play that joint 3 times, man. But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead, jump into it. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna clap it up one time for the Lord. You feel me? This class is all about the Lord today, man. All right, Shalom, Most High in Christ. Courteous salute to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Barakathum. Courteous salute to all the sisters. Shalom, Yahweh, Shemar, Latham, Hashem, Yahushua. All right. This is the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. All right, we're going to be teaching about law today. Right? Law is bound. What that boy, Yo Gotti say? They say, they're law. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We're gonna
right.
jump into that law class today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this definition right here first. All right. I'm not sure if everybody can see that. Let me see. All right. This is the definition of redemption, right? It says, what is the Bible definition of redemption? All right, this is Google definition. It says in the Bible, redemption signifies being saved from sin, evil, or any form of bondage through a costly act or sacrifice of purchase. Ooh-wee. Ain't there something that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need here today? Redemption. Right? Let's look at this other dictionary version of redemption. It says the action of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. All right? So then it has a number 2. The action of regaining or gaining possession of something in exchange for payment or clearing a debt. right? This is something that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians have to do, man. We have to clear our debt, and we have to repent from our sins, right? So let me get the book of Matthew, Baba Kashah, chapter 1, verse 21. Baba Kashah. As we all know, right, Jesus Christ is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. So we're going to go into a little bit of detail of what our king, right, the Messiah, went through when he walked on this earth as the greatest black man that ever lived, man. All right, you got that, Baba Kashah?
Yeah, Con, I got it. All right,
All right,
this
let's
is
see.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Right? This is the type of redemption that the 12 tribes have, man. Redemption from unblemished lamb, right? Redemption and salvation from a king that glorifies his father, man, in the utmost righteous way, that never celebrated Easter, that never celebrated Christmas, never celebrated birthdays, you know, never agreed with the opposition of anything that went against the Bible. Because all of these religions that we see here today are just here to oppress us, man. Religion is something that the prophets were against in the old times. Just look at Baal and then look at Christianity. Christianity is the new Baal. We have to fade away, man, from getting pump fake, right? By somebody who can't even shoot. He pump faking, and when he releases, it's gonna be an air ball. And we watching the pump fake the whole time. Just, Caesar Borgia is Christ. Christ is a demigod. Just pump faking in our face, man. When Christ died for our sins, the most righteous man that walked on this earth amongst his forefathers that taught and knew this Bible, man. What's so heavy about this class today is we're gonna go into a little bit more detail, you know, of other religions or other cultures that stood against the Israelites being on top. Because that's what the Most High wanted, the 12 tribes on top. All right? Drop that Bible shot. Can I get the book of Daniel, chapter 1?
You want to start at verse 1?
You start at verse 4.
All right. This is Daniel chapter 1, verse 4. Children, in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's place, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Right? So this is something that was going on around the time of the prophet Daniel, man. Everybody was well-rounded, right? And everybody knew something, right? They had knowledge. Drop down to verse 6, Baba Kashah.
Verse 6. Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Right? So now it's giving you the breakdown of some other Judites. Because as we know, we can go back to the book of Matthew. Jesus Christ is from the tribe of Judah. Right? So now this is Daniel's story. All right? We're going to get into this story a little bit today. Baba Kashah, can you drop down to verse 17?
All right. Verse 17. As for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom.
Okay, stop right there. It said God gave everybody knowledge,
These 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom.
right? See, the Most High always deals with certain people, man. He doesn't deal with everybody. Everybody fruit isn't good enough, man. Everybody's labor isn't good enough. But these 4 that the Most High chose, man, they ran with knowledge, right? From the Most High, and they ran with wisdom that they got from their forefathers. They never turned their back on the Most High, man. Keep going, Babu Shah.
And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams.
Right? So this is a gift that Daniel had. Daniel had understanding in visions and dreams because he didn't lean on his own understandings, right? Daniel would hear something from somebody and then he would go ask the Father for instructions on how to break it down, on how to get the truth. See, if it ain't for the glory of the Most High, then it's just for self. You know, when you look at these artists or you look at these athletes, they're only for self. They don't give a damn if they have to sacrifice their mothers, man. They don't give a damn about the communities that they grew up in. All they give a damn about is feeding the pockets of the rich to keep their image. Well, listen, that is idolatry. And that is something that we learned from these other nations. Idolatry, man. Hey, shout out to System Around, man, in the building. All right. We can skip forward. Let's go to chapter 2.
All right.
And then we're gonna start at verse 1, Babu Shah.
This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 1. And in the 2nd year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep brake him. And his sleep brake from him.
Right? So Daniel, right, has a gift for the visions and the wisdom of how to break these dreams down. So now Nebuchadnezzar came into the land, man, right? And started reigning over the Israelites, right? With power. He was the king of Babylon, right? The stronghold of Babylon. If you look at Babylon today, this is just the daughter figure of Nebuchadnezzar's power, man. Nebuchadnezzar's riches. So now, you know, Nebuchadnezzar is spooked by a type of dream that he had. So let's get into a little bit of this story. Babu Shah, can you drop down and let's get into where you breaking down the statues. And we can start at 13.
All right. This is Daniel chapter 2, verses.
Can you start at 12 for some context?
Yeah, come. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 12. For this cause the king was angry and furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. Verse 13. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain.
So, right, this dream is so troubling that he like, man, nah. We finna go get those Judites and we gonna slay them, right? Keep going. Time is ticking, you know, because the type of dream that Nebuchadnezzar had, he didn't want to wait on an interpretation. You know what I mean? So it was just a matter of time, and you know, Daniel was getting everything together, praying. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Then Daniel answered with the counsel and wisdom of Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay wise men of Babylon. Verse 15.
Mhm.
He answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then
Right.
Ar- Arioch made the king known to Slakia, made the thing known to Daniel. Verse 16. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would shew the king the interpretation.
Right.
Verse
See, Daniel had wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. You know what I mean? You got other men's lives at jeopardy. That's why it's always T to follow orders to the T, man. Because if we don't follow these orders, it'll get us killed. You know, we can look back at a few stories, you know, when Joshua reigned and they were going from Egypt into the Holy Land, and you know, they were battling people, and the Most High gave them specific directions to follow, you know, and when we leaned into our own understanding and went against the grain, you know, that got us touched and people got exposed, and you know, people were unalived. So we always have to play our role, man, with doing the right thing, right? To redeem ourselves from all of our past lives, to redeem our ancestors and live a righteous life, man. Daniel is walking the straight path with the Most High, just like every book that you see in the Bible, just like every priest, every apostle did in this Bible. And now you can see it today in the ISUBK under Commander Junior Hunter, where we are choosing to separate from being oppressed and not knowing our identity and our culture. That's how we get our salvation, man. Serving the Most High, following in the footsteps of our King Christ, man. Following in the footsteps as his prophet Daniel did. All right. So you know, this is just breaking down the time, man. Drop down Baba Kasha to let's get let's start at 27.
says Daniel chapter 2, verses 27. Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded, cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers shew unto the king?
Right. So now you know Daniel kind of mocking him. Like, man, everybody can't do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't chosen like the Israelites. So you're like, can't your magicians get you this answer that you're looking for? You know, what about the astrologers? You know, what about the soothsayers? Because we have a lot of soothsayers that's out here today distracting our people. And here's one of the main distractions, man. It's that dope of being a Christian and claiming Christianity. You can see all type of flaws in Christianity, but the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians still choose to be in that, man. We have to know when it's time to do the right thing, man, and to know the right type of wisdom. The scriptures say, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Well, we're going to run into a lot of soothsayers. We're going to run into a lot of imposters from other nations claiming that they're kings, claiming that they are rulers of this earth, claiming that they are prime ministers, presidents. None of that matters, man. What matters is having the Most High on your side and we're gonna show you what it looks like to have the Most High on your side, man. Right here in the book of Daniel. All right. Drop down, Baba Kashai, to verse 32.
Verses 32. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast
Right.
and his arms of silver.
So now this is the type of dream that's getting put into place, into the characteristics of where they feel, right? So what did it say again? It was a head that was gold.
Verse 32. This image's head was of fine gold.
So the head right here that it's depicting is Nebuchadnezzar's rulership of Babylon. Go ahead.
His breast and his arms of silver.
Right? So that gold represented the lion. You know, you see that so-called Anunnaki tall giant holding that lion. Well, that's the rulership of Babylon, right? That's when they reigned, right? The Mesopotamia, ain't that what it's called?
Yep.
That we know about it today, Mesopotamia, right? That gold head, right? Now we get into the breastplate, which was silver. Now we're going into the Persian Empire, which is the bear. Keep going.
His belly and his thighs of brass.
So now we get into the belly, right? Which is the Grecian Empire, which represents the leopard. Right? Go ahead, Baba Kashai.
Verse 33. His legs of iron.
Right?
His
The
feet-
legs of iron. This represents the Roman Empire. Right? The Roman Catholic Church, the dragon. Go ahead.
Time. His feet part of iron and part clay.
Right? So the legs are iron, right? And now you see as a speed of clay, this is where the division came between Greece and Rome, right? One was the iron and what was the clay, right? The Roman Empire is what we see as today America, right? So this is the dream. We have one of the heaviest, right, jewels, metals, gold, sitting at the top, and the feet are as clay. So, you know, Nebuchadnezzar disturbed. He like, yo, I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Gold is way heavier than clay. It's gonna get smushed. Like this statue is gonna collapse, trying to stand against the Most High. This is what he's seeing. So he wants a breakdown from a prophet of God, right? Let's skip forward a little bit, Baba Kashai. Drop down to verse 44. Oh, no, let's start at Salakia. Let's start at 40.
Verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for
Mhm.
much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Right? So Greek is one of the weaker nations in this statue, right? So now it's breaking down everything of how the split went. You know what I mean? Now we got type of politics that's still roaming around from the Greek mythology. You know, you got the demigods, you know, you got the, what do you call it? The Kranoses, the Olympiuses, and then in modern day control, right? They got the boys in blue, right? The police. Then you got the red, you got the army, and then you got the white, which represents the referees and the judges. You know that almighty that they so-called say that red, white, and blue, right? But listen, if you ain't with the Most High, nothing is gonna stand, man. Just look at history and how it keeps repeating itself. You know, when the Israelites disobeyed what Moses had the commands to do, we got punished. right? And it went on from getting led out of Egypt to being in the captivity, and then you can see other stories that go from, the book of what's his name? Slakia. Uh Elijah, right? Where the kings, were just wicked, marrying heathens. The kingdoms are gonna fall, man, if the Most High is not with you. Just look at Jerusalem and how it fell. Look at how 12 tribes are still scattered today. So, we're gonna go into some more on what it looks like when the Most High is on your side. Drop down to verse 44.
Verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break into pieces and consume all these kingdoms and shall stand forever.
Right. So we got to stop turning our back against the Most High, because he's going to use these other nations as whipping sticks. You see all these other nations as whipping sticks to us right now, man. Right? The so-called Arabs been a whipping stick to us. Our people are falling into being Muslims. Right? The Persian and the Medes. It's still going on today, man. Right? Then they join hands and confuse us even more, saying that we're Moors. Like, come on, man. If we ain't with the Most High, we are a sinking ship. All right.
Okay, so Salakia, I got a precept for that too.
Yeah, Khan, go ahead.
All right, this is Revelations. I'll start at this is 2 verses 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
I'm not sure if your computer froze. You there? Oh man. They don't want this truth to get out, man, but it is.
Yeah,
Has
I don't
to,
want
man.
that.
Can you start that over, Baba? So I can hear you now.
Yeah, God. All right. This is Revelations chapter 2, verses 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him I will give power over the nations. Verse
Right.
27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as a vessel of the potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I receive of my Father.
Damn right. You want to go into that?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, just correlating with exactly what you was just talking about. You know what I mean? But no, I was gonna let you break them down if you want. I just
Nah,
wanted to
nah.
give them that precept.
Nah, it's Tawal. You already know I appreciate any kind of input, man. It's gonna,
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna,
yeah,
it's gonna definitely
yeah.
grab the
Damn,
audience attention.
damn right. And also, nah, I ain't gonna go into that. But
But
yeah,
shit, I got.
no, where you was, how I was saying these kingdoms gonna be broken to pieces, but this new kingdom's gonna come and it's gonna stand forever. And what people don't understand is that the only reason you hear is to be of Christ, to be of the Most High, and have rulership over the earth. So us who follow the law, statutes, and commandments, us who serve the Most High, us who do what we're supposed to, he said, those who endure to that end, We're going to give you the power over the nations. And that's what we in here fighting for. We in here fighting for power over all of the nations, because all of our life, all of the nations have had power over us. So since they have had power over us, these men in here chose to come and stand under this banner so they can have power over all of the nations. All of those nations that turned them down, them nations that wouldn't hire you, them nations that wouldn't let you take a backpack in their store, Tamakia. Them nations that wouldn't let you walk through their mall 4 and 5 deep. All these nations. Them nations that won't give you that loan that you need. Right?
All right.
They won't give you anything that you want. They won't give you the right education that you need. They won't give you anything. So all those nations, we're going to have power over them. And that's what the Bible says. That's why what you're breaking down is so heavy. Salakia.
Nah, Most High crazy. This is what I said. This class all glory to the Most High. You feel me? Let me get another precept. Let me get the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. While we right here.
This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
World without end. You know what I'm saying? Israel shall be saved. Right? In the Lord. So that means we got to trust in the Lord. We got to put our strength in the Lord and our focus on the Lord, and stop letting these other nations allow us to bow down to them other than the Most High. Because that's what it looks like to the Most High. Oh, you rather do this than what I got for you over here? Ah, man, what? I'm about to smut. You ever play Mario and you jump on top of that, you know what I mean? Just squish them down. That's how the Most High does these other nations, man. And when we follow along with these other nations, we are gonna get stepped on, mushed into pieces. Do you not know that gold cracks and can be shattered and smushed? Man, it's gonna be a rolling stone. That's why these streets are gonna be in gold in the kingdom of heaven, man. When we become the head and not the tail, the everlasting salvation for the Israelites, man. And let me keep going to show you just how amazing it looks, man, to have the Most High on your side, right? Let me jump to chapter 4.
Isaiah 4?
The book of Daniel, Slaggy. And then we're gonna we can start at verse 34. Just give them a little context because we're skipping ahead a lot.
All right. This is Daniel chapter 4, verses 34. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High, and I
And he did
praised him,
what?
and I blessed the Most High,
Go ahead.
and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose
Right.
dominion is.
This is what every other nation is going to do, man. Every knee is gonna bow to the Son of God, right? And you can include the Messiah in that because he's gonna be the top head priest in charge, man. Right? The king of the salvation of the Jews. Every nation is gonna say that. I bless the Most High, right? I praise and honor him that liveth forever because he is the only living God. All these other traditions and rituals and religions, you know, it's like what I was saying earlier. It's a pump fake in your face when they really airballing, right? They out here scoring a flamethrower against a volcano that's about to erupt and be the lake of fire, man. That's where all of these idols are going, man. In the fire. Burnt, done away with. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust, man. And the Most High is going to prevail with the 12 tribes of Israel, man. On top. That's how it was always supposed to be. Sluggy, go ahead.
Whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom from generation to generation.
How could we forget something like this? So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We have to redeem what our forefathers stood for, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they stood for these laws, statutes, and commandments, which civilized us unto a culture, man, to always separate and be in charge and in authority. But when we choose these other gods, you know, we get a green light put on our souls and our spirits and our bodies and our flesh and our minds and our children, man. We pass on these wicked things to our children, and it destroys generations after generations after generations. When the Most High liveth forever, man, with dominion of everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generations to generations. So we got to stop forgetting, man, these laws, statutes, and commandments, and the history behind what it truly looks like when the Most High is with you, man. The Most High is right here in the ISUBK, grabbing brothers out of dry bones, grabbing brothers out of zombie modes, grabbing brothers out of, you know, oh man, I just seen so many miracles in this school. Like it's hard to catch all of them. You know, getting women that have been abused unto back acting like princesses, getting dope dealing drug dealers off the street, and you know, giving this gospel back to the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, because we needed the most, man, because this history is ours. You got anything before we get the next verse?
La, you got it.
All right. Yeah, let's get the next verse.
Verse 35. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth, and no one can stay his hand or say unto him, who doest thou?
Listen, that's how it looks when the Most High is on your side. They said, what the who? They gonna do what the what?
It says, and all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing.
Nothing.
And he, damn.
Heavy, right?
Right.
Now, let's go into another situation, right? Because, you know, Daniel's going through all these, you know, different kingdoms that's falling right in front of him. But we can't tag along and think that they're going to outbeat the Most High, man. The Most High is a man of war. He just wants brothers and sisters that's strong enough to continue that strive of being perfect, of being righteous, of being brothers and sisters to each other, man. And forgetting about any other thing that comes against your family. Because this Bible is family business. It's about brothers that stood on business, and it's about brothers that died because they didn't have the heart, man, to stay with the family. They went outside the family and got unalived and got kicked out. And it took our king to make that ultimate sacrifice of his life, man, to remind us again, hey, what are y'all doing? This all we got to do right here is stick to the script. And the script has always been in front of us. We just got to stop choosing the wrong leaders. You know, like, good night. Let's jump to chapter 6, Baba Shah. Right, this about another king called Darius, right? And we can start at verse 16, Baba Shah.
This is Daniel chapter 6, verses 16. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee.
All right. So, you know, now this is another test for Daniel, right? He get thrown in the den with the lions. And he didn't lose his faith, man. And he can't, I don't want to skip too much far ahead. Drop down to verse 23.
Hey, Salaki, can I say something?
Yeah, oh, damn right.
No, it's heavy because it said he was thrown in there, right with the den of lions, right? It said that thy God, who thou serve continually, he will deliver you. Well, that's the same thing. That's the same thing when your oppressor throws you in that jail cell, and tell you God be with you. You know, that's exactly what our oppressors do. The same thing that Darius is doing. He's locking you up, and then he's going to tell you, God bless you.
Right.
You know, this is what the oppressor does to us. He says, thy God who thou serve continuously, he'll deliver thee. He says that to him. Your oppressor knows that the Lord will deliver you, right? And Daniel was righteous, so he deserved to be delivered. Salakia. You say you want me to drop to what?
Verse 16. Oh, we was already at 16, right?
Yeah, that's what I just read.
23.
All right, verse 23. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God.
You know, I hate that I gotta skip ahead a lot, but didn't he just throw him in the den to get unalived? And then after time goes by, they're like, oh, well, maybe this guy real. Let's get him on up out of there. Let's have a talk with this brother. Like, what's going on? What's going on with these lions? They weren't hungry enough. You know, we could drop, like I said, I'm gonna be speeding through this a lot for time's sake. We can go to verse 26. Unless you want to, I know.
No, you too wild. No, you too wild. Verse 26. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel.
Before what?
Before the God of Daniel,
which is the God of Israel, man.
That's
it wasn't the God of the Persians. It wasn't the God of the Babylonians. It was the God of Daniel, which was from the tribe of Judah, which made him a Jew, man. Go ahead, Sluggy.
God, for he is the living God and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end.
Right? This is the second one, right? It went from gold, now it's to silver, and he's saying the same thing. Like, we can't destroy this prophet because the Lord is with him, on his side. Like, you got to give props where it's due. And you got to actually read this book to understand that this book is for you. And if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, this same type of power is within us. This same type of fight and will to be determined not to fall for the pump fakes, man. Hell, when I figured out and found out the dietary law, I stuck to it, man. And when I fell short, oh, you best believe the Lord made a fool out of me. You're like, you know, you ain't supposed to be doing it. And then I came into this truth, and these brothers was doing the same type of fight, and it just made it so much easier, man. You got to be around people that wanting to have the same type of goals. And that's all Christ wanted, to be around people that wanted to fight and have the same type of goals and rulership, man. I'm not talking about the shiny goal. I'm talking about GOALS. The type of goals that you have to set in order for you to have standards in life, principles in life, integrity, man. Us so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians have lost our integrity, man. And we got to redeem ourselves. We have to walk through this redemption, man. Just like these priests and prophets did in this Bible. We got to fight against ourselves in order to love one another. That's all we need, man. Is a little bit of love. But love takes action. And this brother right here, Daniel, is all about that action, man. Putting in that work. You got anything?
Yeah, I do want to say something about this because, like, you know, Daniel was good after this. You know, in that reign, he prospered in that reign of Darius, but also, you know, in that reign of Cyrus. And remember, Cyrus came and freed us. But this is why
Right.
these nations have to pay for what they did to the children of Israel. Because Cyrus the Persian, he came and freed us, right? And then after all that, look at what the Persians did to us later. All the stuff we had to endure with them. And that's why these nations have to pay. You know, the Persians could have been good right there at the Makia.
Right.
With Cyrus doing what he did, freeing us from that captivity, they could have been good. But they didn't accept that, you know. And after a time, they put us in a captivity as well. So like, yeah,
Right.
that's all I had.
Nah, Most High in Christ, man. I'm looking for when Daniel went through the furnace. I had it before I started class. I just had it before.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh,
Let
I
me
got it.
see.
7. It's on 7. I mean, I could break down 7, but I don't think it's on 7.
No, hold on. Let me try to find it real quick.
Yeah, I could break down 7 after this, but like I said, I ain't gonna hold the class too long. We can get up out of here because Captain Yatta's out about to teach
Um,
class. I don't want to hold everybody.
yeah, but the furnace is you know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Okay,
That's what you're
yeah.
talking about.
With Daniel.
It's in Daniel, but it's his partners, you know.
Right. Okay,
But
yeah.
that's in Daniel. I believe it's like 3 and 8, but it's up. You
Oh,
know, I think it starts at 8 and it kind of goes. So
gotcha. So I skipped over it. Okay, no sweat. Oh, well, let's break down 7 and then we can get up out of here.
verse 7,
Let's the book of Daniel chapter 7.
verse what you want? You want to start at 1?
Nah, I want to start at like 15 probably.
All right. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved.
Hey, Slack, it started 17. My bad.
17? All right. This
Yes.
is Daniel chapter 7, verse 17. These great beasts, which are 4, and 4 kings, which shall rise out of the earth.
Right.
Verse 8.
So these are the 4 different empires that rule over us today. You know, that we were breaking down: the Babylonians, the Persians, right? And then the Greeks, and then you got the Romans and the so-called Americans today. Go ahead.
Verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possesses the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
You know, this is something that we can look forward to, man. These kingdoms falling, man. Right? And us, the saints, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians ruling over them. What does it say?
Says, but the
Forever?
saint
Forever,
God,
ever?
hey, forever, even forever, forever and ever.
You know, Bragatha Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man.
That's
And
right.
this is the patience of the saints. So, as the saints, we have to repent and be the Israelites that the Most High commanded us to be, man. So we can have that forever in rulership under our Christ. I mean, it's like under our King Christ. Keep going, Baba Shah.
God, verse 19. Then I was Slakia, then I would know the truth of the four beasts, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue of his feet.
Ooh, it's the beast of the field, man. Terrorizing us, right? Brainwashing us, feeding us to alligators, right? Shark bait, hanging us from trees, oppressing us for over 400 years, right? The list goes on. But you put the shoe on their feet, they're not going to have the same type of punishments as us because the vengeance is of the Lord. So a lot of stuff that we see on TV today, you know, they just getting a slap on the wrist. But we can't envy the oppressor at all, man. Our fight is to be obedient so we can have the kingdom forever and ever and ever. But if we don't, go ahead and read the next verse, Bakusha.
Verse 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the others which came up, and even before whom 3 fell, even the horn that had eyes, and the mouth that spake very great things, who look was more stout than his fellows.
They're gonna
Ver-
rule over us, man. Those type of kingdoms, right? You can set your alarm for every 30 minutes. We're gonna continue to get oppressed, man. If we keep breaking these laws, statutes, and commandments, and our people are gonna be unalived on the road to no salvation until our King returns. So we gotta gather ourselves together, man. Right? What do they say? All the roads lead to Rome, right? So they trying to rebuild this Roman Catholic Church empire right here in America, man. It's being transformed in America. I don't know how many times I can say it. So this revolution that Christ fought for, and this revolution that Daniel fought for, and this revolution that Ezekiel, Jeremiah, you know, Esther, each and every story that you hear in this Bible, we have to stand on business and be those type of changes in people's lives to bring them back towards the Most High. Or, you know, the enemies have their own revolutionary wars, right? Just look at Great Britain, look at Paris, right? Look at Spain, from sea to shiny sea. Man, those are the 10 common markets of these 10 horns that came out of this beast, man. We got to go to our enemies for everything, man. We got to go to them for our idolatry. We got to go to them for our rituals. We got to go to them for our funds, you know, our grants, or what we can do and what we can't do. And that's not the type of time that the Most High set us to be bound on right here on earth. These other nations shall be in bondage, man. I pray that you understand. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And the Most High is trying to make these other nations his adversary, man. So he can show his power. Like he did with Elijah. Like he did with, oh my God, Samson. Give me some more, Baba Shah. Like, good. Now, there's so many
Like he did with
prominent.
Elijah. Like he did with Elisha.
Elisha,
Like he did with Moses.
Moses, right? Joshua,
Exactly.
the Maccabees. Like, oh my God, the Maccabees was, you know,
Right.
we gotta fight for it, man. We gotta fight for it. I know it's tiring, and the oppressor is draining us, right? He's draining us so much where tomorrow we might have a heart attack because of how hard we work under this captivity. But we can't let that distract us from who the Most High truly is, man. The Most High is a terrible power and a tremendous almighty Father, man. And he loves his children. He just wants his children to love him. That's what every father wants, for his children to love him back. But we choose to love the stepdad, right? We choose to love the abusive uncle. You know, we choose to love eating mud pies and, you know, sleeping on the streets and doing drugs, or, you know, just having a mind full of lies. Because this is all these other nations bring to us, man. A mind full of lies and distractions. So let's gather ourselves together, man, and be a part of this redemption so that the salvation could come up to the saints, which are the Israelites scattered across the four corners, man. And I pray like the apostles prayed, man. I pray that all Israel be saved, but I know the truth behind it. We are a stiff-necked people, man. One monkey ain't gonna stop a show, though. We're gonna still teach these classes, man. We're gonna still hold boots on the ground, hold camps, hold food drives, you know, hold prison departments down. We're gonna hold the video departments down and share these intellectual lectures on social media. And you know, it's time to keep fishing, man. It's time to keep fishing till our king says to stop being fishermen and start being hunters again. Because I pray that you understand, I got a handful of niggas that can't wait till it's that time to start hunting, man. I pray that you understand that brotherhood is our weapon, man. To come together and stop being destroyed for the lack of knowledge. To come together and reminisce about how the Most High is just waiting on us, man. He waiting on us. Slaki, that's all I got.
All right, Salakia. I need to read these next three verses off. Because what you saying? Because what you saying about America, just to bring it all to fruition, right? Daniel chapter 7, verse 21. I beheld the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Right? Verse 22. And until the Ancient of Days came, and the judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and that time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Right? Verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. So, like what you're saying is so heavy, because it is really coming to us in America. That beast, that eighth head that came up out of the seventh, right?
Right.
That little horn that came up out. that's causing all this terror and destruction. But that's all I got. Salaki.
Man. Yeah, man. We gotta gird our loins. You know what I mean? We can get that in Psalms too. You know, we gotta lift up our voice like a trumpet. We gotta be the shepherds for the sheep that keep going astray. But you know what I mean? Y'all tune in, man. You know what I'm saying? We rocking hard. ISUBK, Corpus Christi, ISUBK, El Paso, ISUBK, Rio Grande Valley, man. So without further ado, y'all go ahead and let's tap in Captain Yatazak class, man. I believe it just started. So I'm gonna give out a courteous salute. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta get the security announcements. All right. Shalom Yahaba Shem Yahushua Barakathum to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shemalatham by Shem Yahushua to all the sisters. This is the Israelite School Universal and Practical Knowledge. We start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander G. Hunter. You got anything you want to say, sir?
Allah.
Alrighty, let's clap it up. All right, the water.
The part.